All right, everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It's Monday afternoon, and everybody I know is exhausted because they've been just drained. The whole world is draining now, is it not? That's one more reason to be well prepared. I think they're doing this all on purpose, wearing us out, overworking us, stressing us out, wondering what's going on. But here's the cool part. You guys knew it was coming. So you've got food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. You've been following along on the show. We all have been learning from each other and what's happening. So we're not being taken by surprise. I mean, right? Anytime you're taken by surprise, like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, I didn't see that coming. But you and I, we are seeing it coming, right? I mean, every now and then we get it with something crazy. But still, even the stuff I didn't expect, I'm expecting something like it to happen. So I'm going to start the show off with just such a thing. I did not in my entire life ever expect an MMA fighter like Conor McGregor to be standing in the White House in front of a White House podium being allowed to speak to the American and international press. So Conor McGregor came over from Ireland. He's basically Ireland's presidential candidate. Also not on my bingo card, right? He is one of the greatest mixed martial arts champions ever. And he loves Ireland absolutely. And he erupted onto the White House scene today, and he took to the podium. And I want to read you just a little bit of what he said. I mean, small amount. He said, illegal immigration is out of control. Some towns have been completely overrun. Where the Irish are becoming a minority, there will be no homeland. Folks, Conor McGregor, the nation of Ireland, and God bless them all, the Irish, they're in worse shape than the USA was, our country. And it is also St. Patrick's Day. So, top of the day, morning, afternoon to you, right? Anyways, Ireland is nearly destroyed, folks. And it is going to take a Trump-like set of cojones, backbone, guts, brains, brawn, bravery to fix what's wrong with Ireland. And Conor McGregor might be that guy. Now, on a personal level, I don't care for the guy. Watching him fight, I thought he was an arrogant schmuck. But, that's that world where the tough guys talk trash all the time, but hey, then they got to throw down, right? They got to throw down and prove it. And McGregor was the best at it. Right? He was, but he's had it with what's going on in his country, folks, just like you have had it and I have had it with what's going on in our country. Right? The BS needs to stop. Now, following Conor McGregor, can America do it? Yes, oh, you bet. Both President Trump and the White House press secretary, I think I may have gotten into the scotch. The White House press secretary basically bitch slap the communist, bam, Clinton judge's order to reinstate the thousands of fired federal employees. Well, enough of this, right? So, here's the quote. A single judge is attempting to unconstitutionally seize the power of hiring and firing from the executive branch. The president has the authority to exercise the power of the entire executive branch. You know, there's only one president. Singular district court judges cannot abuse the power of the entire judiciary to thwart the president's agenda, said Carolyn Leavitt, the White House press secretary. And she continued, if a federal district court judge would like executive powers, then they can try and run for president themselves. The Trump administration will immediately fight back against this absurd and unconstitutional order. The fight is on, folks. Now do you see? Now do we all see? I do. I see that it is Democrats using lawfare once again, thinking that judges can just do whatever they want. And again, I'm going to remind you, do you remember when Biden was president, and the Supreme Court said, you will not do student loan forgiveness, right? You're the executive. You're not the loan branch. And what did Biden do? He basically blew the middle finger at him. Fuck you, I'll do what I want. Also, during the Biden administration, the Supreme Court of the United States said, Roe v. Wade, gone. The states can deal with this on a state-by-state issue. It's a states' rights issue. No more federal mandated allowing abortion. So what did people in Washington, D.C. say? Well, if you're a Democrat, you were saying, we don't need the Supreme Court. We don't need judges anymore. They're an impediment to the process of government. But now that Trump is president, that's quite a bit different, isn't it? It's quite a bit of a different game. Unbelievable, folks. The people on the other side of the aisle, it is incredible. Let me talk about this. You're going to love this. And by the way, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Monday morning, get your comments, your questions down below. If you're on X, you're live. If you're on the preparedmind.club, you can be live by logging in there in the premium section. Same with subscribestar.com. And if you're watching it anywhere else and it's not live, well, I invite you to join us live Monday through Friday, as much as I invite you to join us live on Sunday night. So, Democrats are un-American. Democrats in Congress are absolutely anti-American. As far as I'm concerned, they're fucking traitors. And the people of America are waking up. I'm going to make a statement. Are you ready? Democrats support terrorism in America. Democrats support rapists. Democrats support drug distribution, child trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, racketeering, and everything else, and the destruction of law and order. That's what Democrats support, because that's what they want here. They have hit rock bottom. Now, I've got a poll, and it's a shocking poll. Only, folks, 7% of Americans have a very favorable opinion of the Democrat Party. Only 7% think what they're doing is right. Very favorable, that means agreeing with, strongly agreeing with. No, it's just very favorable. And this is not a Trump poll. This is not a Gateway Pundit poll. This is not a Twitter X poll. It's not a YouTube poll. It's NBC. 7%, only 7% have a very favorable opinion of the Democrats. And so seeing that and knowing that, the Democrats keep pushing their plans. They've got a new plan now. It was Build Back Better. Now they're just coming out and being honest. It's called the Fuck America plan. And even their own people do not like it. But we voted for something, folks. We voted for a lot of things, didn't we? But we didn't vote for judges to be the president. In fact, it is my opinion that the terrorists in this country are domestic terrorists, and they're United States domestic terrorists. These are Democrat judges. They are the terrorists. They are a domestic enemy, right? When we swore an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, these Democrat judges are on that list. They're trying to overstep the Constitution and its restrictions. They're causing chaos, or trying to, in our republic. They want to destroy the republic. I want to remind you, right? So we had all those Venezuelan gang members, and I made a mistake and said they were flown back to Venezuela. I was incorrect. I fact-checked myself. They were sent to El Salvador, where Bukele, the prime minister, presidente there, where he takes his prisoners, and he got rid of all of his evil, worthless Democrat judges, and made sure that if you showed up in court and you were a criminal and you were found guilty, you weren't released, you weren't pardoned, you weren't giving a brief sentence, you're going to fucking jail for life. Right? It's an incredibly nasty, nasty prison system. So the Obama judge told Trump to turn that plane around and bring it back to America. They wanted to liberate Venezuelan gang members. Right? That's what they wanted. They want them free in America, around you. Right? Drugs, kidnapping, extortion, rape, trafficking, all manner of lawlessness. That's what that judge was ordering Trump do. Bring back our lawlessness. This same judge, this Obama judge, sent 70 Trump supporters to prison. And those charges were later overturned by the Supreme Court of the United States. That's how bad they are. These made up bullshit charges from January 6th. Right? 70 different people sent to prison and then having those charges overturned. That's how bad that fucking judge was. You know, as far as I'm concerned, fuck these lawless judges. They're so bad that even King George in 1775 would have been embarrassed by their stupidity. Right? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But it's shit has hit the fan time. We just don't have Mad Max. The electricity's on, right? Things are crazy, but we still have to go to work and pay our bills, and right? It's this weird in between Mad Max and normal world. It's called SHTF Light. We're still in it, folks. It hasn't gone away, and it could get really bad any moment. Right? So the El Salvadorian president, Bukele, thanks President Trump. Oh, no. President Trump thanked President Bukele for taking these terrorists out of America. And this jackass of a Judge Boasberg wants them back. Well, El Salvador's prison system is brutal, folks. It treats terrorists like terrorists. They made them walk bent over so they couldn't stand up and try fighting. They shave their heads. They take everything they want from them. They're terrorists. In America, now, I would think illegals should be running for the border to leave our country, knowing this could be what happens to them. They could get sent to El Salvador. This is what I voted for. I'm pretty sure it's what you guys voted for too. I voted for sending terrorists out of this country, or to Gitmo, or to anywhere where they're going to get treated like. I voted for that. You know, and as far as I'm concerned, fuck you to the anti-American Democrats, judges, and World Economic Forum bastards. We voted to clean our country up, and we're starting to get it. And you want to hear something else that we voted for? Trump has declared President Biden's pardons, here it is, quote, void, vacant, and of no further force or effect, end quote. That's what Trump declared. And he wrote it down, signed his name to it. Message from the President of the United States. We voted for that too. These pardons are garbage. Arrest, 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 arrest them all now. They needed a pardon. It's because they committed a crime. You don't get preemptive pardons. You have to be convicted of a crime first. But they weren't pardoned. They're criminals, folks. Trump needs to get them arrested. Pam Bondi, arrest. Kash Patel, arrest. Hey! And then we've got Bongino. Dan Bongino is now the deputy director of the FBI. Get in there and do it. Make those arrests happen now. I really hope you guys are prepared. There is going to be so much crazy shit going on. I'm glad that I was warned. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Thank you, Sergeant Major. There's going to be some other big stuff coming. And the Democrat retardation it's the gift that keeps giving, showing American people that they should never vote for Democrats, right? In fact, here is one more retarded Democrat move. The governor of New York, communist Governor Hochul, she fired 2,000 corrections officers. These are prison guards. She fired them, 2,000 of them, and said they are barred from ever working in state government again. Okay, well, you fired them. There's a problem here, folks. Prisons and jails will not have the staff required to maintain safety of the remaining officers. Did she even think about that? So, wait, why did she fire them? I think they went on a strike, meaning they wanted to tell the government, you have to give us more money. Labor unions are number one. You have to do what we say. We're a union. Aren't the Democrats supposed to be union backers? Aren't Democrats supposed to be union supporters? This is what happened, folks. New York's governor, Kathy Hochul, issued an executive order. Wait a minute. I thought if you do an executive order, that means you're a dictator. Well, she fired and barred 2,000 correction officers, right? The termination followed a strike related to Democrat legislation that affected prisons and prison safety. So they're like, look, you are screwing up our safety as prison guards. And I can tell you this because I have many friends and family who worked within state and federal prison systems. When you're a prison guard out there, you don't have a gun. You don't have a baton. You don't have a chemical agent. You don't have a taser. You have nothing. It's a very dangerous job. You've got to know how to psychologically manage and handle criminals. So they did a strike, and then now they're fired. Right? This order, this dictatorial order from Kathy Hochul, bans corrections officers from any future employment, period. And it extends not only to state, but also to county and city offices. These guys are now blacklisted for saying, you made our jobs unsafe. In a way, Kathy Hochul has probably made the people that are fired, they've probably got a little safer lifestyle that they get to look forward to. Plus, New York should probably be paying them unemployment for a while. Now, government being stupid. It doesn't end with Trump. It doesn't end with governors. It's everywhere and everything. A Biden judge, imagine that, a Biden judge is warning the Department of Justice that there's going to be legal fallout because the Pentagon is enforcing its transgender ban. Once again, I voted for that. I think you voted for that. We don't need transgender people in the military. There's a reason, and it's a good one, that transgender was never a deal. Bisexual was never a deal. Homosexual, none of this was allowed. Why? Because it is a psychological disorder. To be a homosexual, it is considered a mental disorder, a psychological disorder. But then they said, well, don't ask, don't tell. Let's just let the gay people in. And then we ended up with pup handlers, right? Guys dressing up like dogs so they can get butt rammed by their buddies. We ended up with drag queens and drag queen shows and drag queens used to recruit other fruitcakes and transgender operations guaranteed for anyone who signs up. In other words, our military became a fucking joke. So the Pentagon, with Pete Hegseth in charge as the Secretary of Defense and President Trump as the president, said no more of that shit. There's a reason they weren't in before. There's a reason it wasn't promoted, because it's a mental illness. The courts don't like this, but they can fuck off. National defense isn't subject to those with mental illness demanding to serve in the military. They are an embarrassment. They're a threat to our nation. They're a threat to common sense and morality. Right? These LGBT freaks can just go to hell. They really can, right? The military is supposed to be really tough, macho men killing people and blowing shit up, because your job is to win a war, not show up and dress up like a flaming faggot and get butt rammed and then go get a gender operation. I mean, that's not what it's about. I'm telling you, folks, there's some incredible amount of weird shit going on. By the way, over in Syria, there's a quote from an aide and a relief worker. Workers, they're saying people are being killed every day. Yeah, over 10,000 people. Some say now it's up to 20,000 people have been killed. Who are these people being killed in Syria? Christians. Christians in Syria are being killed by the thousands. And so what is America doing? Where's the media? Nothing. What is the European Union doing? They're throwing money at the new Syrian terror regime. Right? They said Bashar al-Assad, longtime president of and basically king of Syria, was an evil guy. Well, that's funny. He had Muslims and Christians and maybe even some Jews there, as far as I know, but certainly Christians in his country. But now that he has been kicked out and has fled to Russia, what do we get? Mass murder, genocidal murder of Christians. And the EU, the European Union, just throws tons of money at them in there. Where are they getting all this money? Where are they getting all the money to throw into Syria when they're complaining that America isn't doing enough for them, right? Some funny shit, folks. Funny and sad. Right now, Ukrainian military is trapped. The Russians have them surrounded. Apparently, there are multiple NATO officers trapped as well. And Europe and NATO keep talking shit. They're idiot. They're complete and total idiots. Russia had an incredibly excellent response. The former Russian president, Medvedev. Oh, that's the guy that Barack Obama said, wait till my second term, and then I'll be able to do more of what I want. That's a paraphrase. But he thought that they were done with the interview on camera, but the microphone was still on. And basically, Obama was saying, let me get through this election, and I'll cut some slimy, dirty deals with you. I can't imagine that type of nastiness. Anyways, right, England and France, they want to give missiles and money and support to Ukraine. Thank you, Mr. Uman. So former President Medvedev had some harsh words for Europeans, in particular, England and France. He says, you want to give military aid to the neo-Nazis in Kiev? Consult with Trump scumbags. He called them scumbags. I think that's some fine language coming from a former president of Russia. They're pushing for more war. Now, this was incredible. France's Macron, the man who married, I thought it was his mother. Turns out it's his uncle. Macron calls on the European Union to get rid of all those American weapons. We don't need that because Europe is boycotting the United States. This boycott America movement is growing. It cracks me up, folks. Europe is going to have to submit to Russia and kiss Trump's ass before all of this is done. That is a prepared mind prediction. Europe isn't going to do shit to Russia. I mean, all Russia has to do is say, oh, you want to fight me now directly? Just turn off the gas, turn off the oil, turn off the coal, stop sending food. You see, Europe needs Russia, and Europe needs the United States of America. Europe is going to have to submit to Russia, and they're going to have to kiss Trump's ass. We, the United States of America, owe them, in Union, jack shit. Both France and England owe us for saving them in World War I and World War II, and from the Soviet communists. And the Russians aren't communists anymore. And think about it, folks. All of the American men who fought and died to save their sorry asses in Europe, the English, the French, the Spaniards, everyone. Our men died to save them so they can fuck off for being crybabies and demanding little petulant toddlers. No respect for them at all. No respect. I mean, these fucking people, unbelievable. A snobby French politician, right? He said America needs to return the Statue of Liberty to France. The French government gave the United States of America the Statue of Liberty. But it's not the French government that gave us the statue that's in charge now. That government that gave that to us is a French government that existed prior to Napoleon, prior to all the other French national governments that have come and gone. You see, their constitutions have failed. Their government, it's not even around. The government's not around. The only thing that's around is a piece of dirt with the same name on it, France. Right? That government, those people, they're gone. But I guess if we're supposed to give Statue of Liberty back and they want to play that game, I'm thinking maybe Trump should give France back to Germany. To me, that sounds right. They'd all be speaking fucking German. The whole continent would be speaking German if it wasn't for us. But we want our statue back. It really is unbelievable to me. Unfucking believable. I can't wait until Europe has to give up and kiss Trump's ass and submit to Putin's demands. We need to get these terrorists out of our country, folks. The White House, President Trump, is now fully asserted his authority to deport all of these gangs and terrorists. He's declined to follow the court order. He's declared it invalid. Okay. The way it was explained to the media is, quote, the administration did not refuse to comply with a court order. The order, which had no lawful basis, was issued after terrorist trends de Uruguay aliens had already been removed from United States territorially. I thought that was nicely addressed. The court, folks, in Washington, D.C., has no valid authority outside of a United States jurisdiction. So that plane's in the air. It's no longer in the United States. Therefore, it doesn't have to turn around. But regardless, folks, these courts have no Article 2 authority. Article 2 of the United States Constitution describes the powers and authority prescribed to the president. That authority belongs to Trump. So again, these Democrats, these judges, they can all fuck off. That's my answer today. Go fuck yourself. In any event, let's have some fun. I want to know what you guys saw today, what you heard, what you think, what's important to you. Let's get to it. Let's do it now. And we're back. All right, everyone. It's your chance. It's the second half of the Prepared Mind channel. I've done my monologue. It's your turn now. Mr. Uman says we got some great stuff. He starts off, though, with a happy St. Patrick's Day, or as it has now been renamed in Illinois to honor our illustrious Lord and Governor, Happy St. Fat Pricks Day. And yes, Governor Prickster, and that's his name, Prickster. At least that's how I pronounce it. He looked like an oversized blimp of a leprechaun. A big fat St. Fat Pricks Day. That is just a gorgeous, beautiful thing. He did it to himself. It's unfathomable to me. To be a Democrat, you have to literally take your brain out and start thinking with your ass. Oh, wait, that's how Adam Schiff does it. Good golly. All right. Thank you, Mr. Uman. Who's up next? What do we have? What is the next topic as we roll on through? And it's Heidi. And she says, maybe they have to hire some unsullied, great word, Heidi, unsullied FBI agents before they can do arrests? Quite possibly. I know they have fired an awful lot of FBI agents. I think they need to fire a whole lot more. One of the complaints is there are still Democrat / Biden / Clinton / Obama holdouts. If you were to go arrest, let's just say Adam Schiff or Alexander Vindeman, right? Major asshole in the U.S. Army who I believe committed treason. Imagine if they said, I want you 4 agents, all 4 of you, to go over there and arrest Alexander Vindeman for treason. If any one of those officers even balked, stuttered before they said, yes, sir, I'd fire them. Oh, you got a problem with that? Okay, you can go that way. Check your badge, check your service, your sidearm, and get the fuck out of here. Because we don't need doubt. A criminal is a criminal is a criminal. I don't care. Arrest Republicans, arrest Democrats, arrest bankers, arrest CEOs. All of these people that have committed heinous crimes need to be arrested. I do understand the sentiment, though, Heidi, that there's a lot of bad players in the FBI. But we knew that was part of the game. We knew Trump was going to fire a lot. Kash Patel, what did he do the other day? He asked for different security detail because he couldn't trust because they were probably sullied, right? Dirty. I get it. So he's concerned. So I guess we should have, rightfully grounded feelings in this matter. That doesn't mean they can't do arrests. I mean, what are they going to do? Go arrest Alexander Vindeman with 4 FBI agents, and 4 other FBI agents are going to show up behind them and draw guns on him and say, you guys let him go, you're out. Now we have an internal civil war within the bureaucracy. Let me tell you this. Let me put it to you this way. Imagine if you were in a wartime situation and your platoon was getting hammered left and right by ambushes. Would you keep suffering losses, being attacked, and having a hell of a time doing your job? Or would you want to know right away who is the spy that is telling the enemy who to hit, when to hit us, and how to hit us? I would want to know right away who these bad people are by giving them missions that they may not like. Go out and you go do this. Go arrest that person. I want you to go question that person. I want you to follow that person all day long in a car, and you will report back what you did. And if their report doesn't look and sound proper, if it sounds like they're hiding, giving aid and comfort to these fucking criminals, because they know who the criminals are, you fire them. You find out who the problem is, who the threat is. It's really not that difficult. I don't think so. I get it, though. This is the big game. This is not some little chicken shit game of paintball. This isn't some small potatoes local thing. This is problems within the bureaucracy of the federal government of the United States of America. This is a big deal. This is the big game. While we're fighting for our country, Ireland is being run over. It's being overrun by illegals. Canada is now under direct, and I mean direct, control by the World Economic Forum. Their new prime minister doesn't even fucking live in Canada. Everything and every decision he is making, do you know what it revolves around? Net zero carbon emissions. Every ruling, every decision, everything he does is going to put climate as the number one reason for doing what they're doing. Do they care about the country, the people, the economy? Nope. It's all about net zero. How does that make a lick of fucking sense? It doesn't. That's who these people are. That's what they're doing to themselves. That's what they would do to you. Right? So again, how much time do we have to play these games? And can the bad guys turn off the lights? Can the bad guys cause terrorism to happen? Can we have a mass casualty event? Meaning terrorism, bombs, poisoning, chemical attacks, biological attacks. We could. It is a distinct possibility. That's why I have gas masks. Right? Nuclear, biological, chemical, NBC gas masks. It's part of my prepping program in case they want to poison the air. Right? Food, a safe water supply, a secure location, your bunker. Are you prepared for how bad this could get? Right? Ireland are being overrun by illegals so bad that people are being kicked out of their towns. We heard about Springfield, where they're eating the pets and eating the dogs and eating the cats. We've now heard about a Muslim Sharia law community that is sprouted up in the middle of Texas. Texas. Sharia law is not compatible with the Texas Constitution or the United States Constitution, our country, our tradition, our culture, our laws, nothing. That's what they're going to do, folks. It needs to be stopped. So I think when Chin Music said something last night about, unless you're from Texas, you don't understand how corrupt Texas can be. Well, I have some ideas because I'm looking at Ireland. Right? The government there is more than happy to destroy everyone and everything. And for what? Right? And I still have people asking me that. Why would they destroy their own country? Ireland, England, Scotland. Why would they allow French culture to be absolutely overrun and destroyed? Why would they want Nice and Marseille and Paris to be destroyed? Why would Texas want to allow this? Why would Canada want itself to be destroyed? Oh, there's a reason, folks. It's because they hate us. They think they're elites and they're going to get to control everything after they've gotten us either killed or replaced. Are you prepared? Because if they don't get their way, and in America, they're not going to get their way, the next question it has to be is, well, if they're not going to get their way, what are they willing to do to us? To what extent? To what length? To what depths will they go to rain hell down on us? And my answer is anything and everything they can. They will at some point go scorched earth on us. That can include a whole lot more than lights out scenario. It can include a whole lot more than just some terrorist bombings. It could be anything and everything all at once. They could turn the terrorists loose on us and then kill the power. Until it happens, we won't know for sure, but you can be ready. You can be prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Mr. Uman, who do we want to put up on the board next here on Monday on the Prepared Mind channel? And it is Redneck Roughneck. And he says, if I was flying that plane, I would have made like the Verizon commercial when they told me to turn back. You can hear me now? You're breaking up. Please repeat. Yeah, no, the judge didn't get on the radio. The judge just yelled at the White House and told them to get on the radio. But yeah, no, the airline pilot, right, flying the plane, he knows where he's going. El Salvador. He knows his cargo. Fucking terrorists. Does he want them in his country? Hell no. So they flew on. We're going to have a showdown. The Supreme Court is going to have to get involved in this and tell these little district federal judges, you're not the president. You don't have presidential authority. And Chin Music says, fuck. No, he says, juck that fudge. Too clean, man. Too clean. Yeah, fuck that judge. I know that he can't write it because then the the social media won't allow that to be popped up. Yeah, fuck those judges, all of them. There's going to be a showdown. There has to be a showdown because this cannot go. The judges are going to keep ruling the way they're ruling, and Trump needs to keep doing what Trump is doing, which is acting within the scope of his authority. And so what? Are these judges going to put out a bench warrant for the president of the United States? Are they going to try and impeach him? Well, they've already done articles of impeachment, these Democrats. They don't have the votes. It'll never go to the floor. But impeaching these judges should be a no-brainer, a hands-down no-brainer. Where's Maggot Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House? Have you guys seen him? All I do is hear him recite some platitudes. Oh, we've got to do this and we've got to fix that. Well, dude, you're the asshole in charge. You're the number 3 person in the country. President, Vice President, Speaker of the House. Where is your leadership, Maggot Mike Johnson? I think he's a pussy. I mean, you got President Trump there who would back you up in a second. Back you up in a second. You got J.D. Vance who would back you up in a second. But they're not impeaching the judges. They're playing fuckity-fuck. They need to start arresting people. These judges actually need to be arrested for attempting, right. So aiding and abetting the enemy is treason. Giving aid and comfort to the enemy is treason. If I went to, North Korea and gave a bunch of information to Kim Jong-un, leader of communist North Korea, I would be aiding the enemy. Would I not? Now, what if I had all this information that I wanted to give him, and I was on a plane And I'm back. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, social media. If I was on a plane with information to give the enemy, the communist leader of North Korea, would I have to get all the way into North Korea and hand it to him before I was guilty of treason? Or would I be guilty of treason while in the act of attempting to give aid and comfort? You see what I'm saying? Like a spy taking information and trying to give it to another spy? That is the crime. Being successful is not the crime. Attempting to do it is the crime. In the process, in the act of committing the crime, these judges are in the act of committing horrifying anti-American treasonous crimes. They're trying to allow and demanding terrorists be turned around and flown back into this country and turned loose so they can rape, rob, pillage, sell drugs, etc., etc. They should be arrested. I'm sick of Pam Bondi and her excuses, and I'm getting tired of Kash Patel. I don't want to hear about arresting the little guys. Go get the big ones. The big fish are right there. That's what I voted for. I know that's what you guys voted for. We've tried being patient. We were told by Trump over the weekend, oh, they're doing it. They're getting everything in order. They're handling all the Epstein stuff. Really, we're doing it. That's not good enough. We were told day one. Look, if it was going to be day 60, tell us day 60. Don't say day one. Okay, day one. How about day two? No, we said day one, but it's day two, but we didn't mean that. Well, what the fuck did you mean? What can we count on? You see, we're in this weird position, this precarious place. And it doesn't benefit me. But it benefits the Democrats. It benefits the nation's enemies who may be trying to assassinate the President of the United States. Trust me, folks, if they put a bullet in Trump, they're all going to celebrate very loudly because that's what they need to happen to guarantee their safety. They know. And Pam Bondi, if you don't want to face that, resign. Kash Patel, you want a different security detail? You don't feel safe? Fire the fucking people that bother you. Get the right people underneath you. If you're not up for the job, resign. It's just that simple. If the FBI is that fucking corrupt, destroy it and wipe it out. Close every fucking building. I mean, Trump is doing everything he's supposed to be doing, but we're not seeing the law enforcement, which we asked for. Not to the extent that we wanted. Anyways, I'm belaboring the facts. Let's do this. Let's have some more fun with you guys. And we've got chin music. This is great. Elon got his crew up to the International Space Station to rescue NASA astronauts that have been stranded there. Stranded there by Joe Biden and the Democrats. Oh, that's a good one. Cue the Democrats calling him, Elon Musk, an astronazi. That's pretty funny. You know what the deal is I'm surprised when Elon Musk sent his little rocket ship up there to rescue them, that as soon as they got on his rocket to come back, I'm surprised the Democrat judge didn't rule, they've got to stay there. They're not allowed to come back. Right? That's basically the same thing. Who are you to tell someone else what to do? You're a fucking judge. Anyways, it's, astronazis. That's good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Chin Music. Oh, what a world. What a world. What a world. Okay, Mr. Uman, let us continue if we shall. The picture came out of the woman, that attacked a brand new Tesla dealership in northern Illinois. And guess what? It looks like, yes, you got it. This is trans violence. Trans violence against Trump supporters and their property. Trans violence directed at Elon Musk because they're going after Teslas. And it's trans violence for going after Tesla dealerships, Tesla charging stations. Trans. Unbelievable. I also saw a video of an idiotic woman thinking she was slick, smooth. She keyed the living shit out of an EV. The EV, detecting motion, sensing motion, turned on its cameras and recorded the person doing this. And you know what the really fucked up part of this is? It wasn't a Tesla. It was an EV, but it wasn't a Tesla. So this moronic woman keyed up a Rivian EV, electric vehicle. Has nothing to do with Elon Musk, has nothing to do with Trump. Someone, and I've seen this picture for months, but it keeps popping up on social media memes. And it's a guy who says, I've been out all day slapping Trump stickers on Democrat protester cars. So they start attacking each other. I really thought that was a very, very smooth idea. Right? They'll start attacking each other and destroying each other's shit. I think it'd be funny to put Trump signs in Democrats' yards and see what they do to each other. Right? Now, is that a crime? I don't think so. Because you're not stealing anybody's stuff. It's not really litter. It's just making a political statement in an unauthorized area. But I think that would be pretty funny. Pretty fucking funny. But the bumper stickers, I think that's really good. If they've got a Biden sticker, Kamala Harris sticker, some sticker that definitely identifies it as a Democrat vehicle, slapping a Trump sticker or stickers on it would be fucking hilarious. Good golly, folks. What a Monday. The week is kicked off. The Houthis in Yemen said they're going to counterstrike against America. And so they have actually been out there fighting it out. Right now, for them, it's the middle of the night. I don't know what's going on. They've been sending long-range bombers, American bombers, out of air bases in England. I find that a little interesting that we still have air bases in England. I know they're NATO, and they're U.S. NATO bases where U.S. military is stationed, but you know what? The time is coming, folks. There are political realignments going on around the world. I think it might be safe to say that the United States of America has more in common with Russia than it does now with Europe. Russia is not inviting self-destruction by inviting massive immigration. America doesn't want that either. Well, some Democrats do, but remember, only 7% of Americans, according to NBC News in a poll they did, only 7% are very satisfied with Democrats. We have a lot more in common with Russia than we do with Europe, who is, folks, set hell-bent on destroying their countries with immigration, allowing their women to be raped, allowing men and women to be killed, being thrown in jail, folks, thrown in prison for criticizing people who are murdering other people. You think they aren't even doing that in Russia. Russia's so bad. Russia. Yet, look what we're seeing. We're seeing Gestapo-like, Nazi-like behavior in all over Europe. Never thought I'd say we have more in common with Russia than we do with our European former allies who now want to boycott us. It's going to get crazy, folks. It is just now starting to get crazy. Mr. Uman, what do we think we want to discuss next? Where shall we go? And we've got Heidi with a silly question. And never a silly question, Heidi. She says, how many white suits does Pam Bondi have? That's all I ever see her in. Apparently, she's got a key to the Macy's down the street from the Fox News television studio. She spends more days, more hours in front of the cameras at Fox than I think she spent at her desk going through the Jeffrey Epstein files, the JFK files, the 9/11 files, the P. Diddy files, the Nancy Pelosi files, the Obama files, the Chuck Schumer files. Oh, by the way, Chuck Schumer is now hated by Democrats. Did you know that? He is canceling his Chuck Schumer's book tour because he lost support because he turned around and voted for something Trump wanted. I think that's just fucking great. They're eating their own, which is believable because they are the cult of death. Okay, anyways, how many suits does she have? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I'm going to guess at least a good dozen white suits. Right. I guess wearing a white suit has polled really well for her. You know what would poll well for Pam Bondi, the Attorney General? Some fucking arrests. That would help her poll really well. I'd go buy some fucking pom-poms. I'd go buy some pom-poms and shake them if she did her fucking job. Well, she's working real hard. Doing what? 5 things she did last week. Run to Fox News, go to Fox News again, tell stories on Fox News, go to Fox News. That's what she did last week. The way things are going, that's what she's going to do this week. I tell you, we're coming up on the end of the show, folks. We have just a few minutes left. Mr. Uman, let's do it. We got a couple questions, comments, thoughts, and we got Redneck Roughneck. And he says they were protesting out in front of the White House, saying if Trump wasn't impeached, they would drag him out. Yeah, that is, my friend, threatening violence against the President of the United States. There are school boards or college boards now that have been recorded, caught in a public meeting saying they need to go in and violently remove this government. We are going to have partisan conflict, and soon. It is coming. Are you prepared for it? I am. I can wait. I can be patient, but I am prepared for this. Not just violence against Trump or the vice president, not just violence in Washington, D.C. I think they're going to spread it over the entire country. So, Redneck Roughneck, I am not worried about you one iota. Chin Music, not one iota. Heidi, Christine, not one iota. Right? Bonnie Blue, not one iota. Ooh, man, I don't worry about you one iota. Because you're prepared. Because you see what's coming. You know what's coming. You can expect things to happen. And when it does, you'll have food and water. You can relax. You'll be prepared. So you've got your plan. And you'll have your self-defense tools. In fact, this shirt was given to me years ago by the Bihana. It's a great shirt. It's like a cotton poly blend, extremely comfortable, durable, doesn't stretch, feels great on the skin. Good shirt. Anyways, I'm sure Off Grid Armory has gotten plenty of press coverage. Oh man, one last shot. What do we want to do? And it's Mikey G, and he says, are we entering a new age of isolation? You might change the word to isolationism that goes along with nationalism. Yes, all nations are backing off and saying, holy shit, what do we need to survive? Because we can't count on that country, and we can't count on that country. We can't count on that group of countries. Just like Europe is saying, we want to destroy ourselves, and we can't count on America to help us make it happen. Right? So it's, what do you need to survive? Well, on a personal level, food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, right? Self-defense. It's the same story for a nation. Do you have food for your people? If not, you better find out how to get them food. How about water? Same story. Self-defense, militarily, right? But what do you produce, right? You and I, we use our labor. We exchange it for time to get money. Nations don't have that ability. They have to have resources. Excess food, excess mineral resources, and you can trade those to other countries. But I do believe you're correct. We are moving into an age of isolationism, nationalism, closed borders, friendships, new alliances are going to have to be developed. It's coming, and I think that we're all going to be prepared for that as well, Mikey G. Great topic to end the show on. Chance favors the prepared mind. I'll see you guys 0 Dark 30. More excitement coming, guaranteed. Thank you for all the great support here. Everybody, thank you so much for all the great support. Semper Fi.